Hey, what's up, YouTube? And welcome back to Coffee Shop Chatter. I'm Miss Controversy. I'm going to say, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And if you've been here before, there's no reason why you shouldn't have subscribed. I'm at 234, trying to get to 500, by December 31st, or better if I can get to it way before then. But yeah, I know everything is a slow process. So, Daniel Penny, should he have been prosecuted for choking out that homeless person that was on drugs, acting rampant on the train? I don't think he should have been. But we're gonna go ahead and see what they gotta say about it. Apparently, the judge has acquitted him of the actual murder charge.
We're following breaking news in New York. The judge in the subway chokehold case has dismissed the second-degree manslaughter charge against Daniel Penny. The jury was allowed to leave for the day after saying twice it was deadlocked over that count. So jurors will return Monday to deliberate on the criminally negligent homicide charge against Penny. The prosecutors say Jordan Neely died after Penny put him in a chokehold on the train in 2023. He claims he was protecting himself and other subway riders and pleaded not guilty to all charges. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson is back with us now to discuss this update. Jessica, what is the reasoning behind the judge's decision?
Well, this is what the prosecution asked for. They said it's clear that the jury, after asking them to do this twice, cannot come to a decision. And so the prosecution is saying we want to proceed with that lesser included charge, the criminally negligent homicide charge. For people watching at home wondering what's the difference is essentially manslaughter requires a higher level of knowledge, a higher type of state of mind, whereas negligence requires something less, requires something closer to there was an accident, but you can still find somebody criminally culpable. So in this case, what it means is that the prosecution has said, we don't want a full mistrial, which is what the defense wants. We want to proceed and ask the jury, what about criminal negligence, that lower included charge?
Can Penny ever be retried on the manslaughter charge?
I think at this point that depends on exactly what the prosecution said to the judge when they said we want to dismiss this case. I think there's a difference between can they, which I believe the answer, if they decided to dismiss it, it depends on how they dismissed it, but probably not, versus will they? And I think the answer to that is they likely would not, again, based on their willingness to move forward with the criminal negligence. I want to be clear that I think the promise here by the prosecution of we're willing to drop the manslaughter if, judge, you say we can proceed to the criminal negligence case indicates that they're not going to refile on manslaughter.
What will jurors be deciding on when they return Monday to deliberate in that criminally negligent homicide count?
So they're obviously going to be looking at the same set of facts here. I mean, we know the broad brush here that Neely was on the train, that he was acting in a way that was disturbing some people, and that Penny put him in a chokehold for over 6 minutes. We know that Neely died, but there's a lot of the rest of the facts that are in question. And so the jury is going to be looking at the actions, looking at the testimony, and trying to determine, in part, this is in question, the cause of death. Was it just the chokehold, or was it also potentially some medical issues, drug use? They're trying to figure out if Penny acted in a way such that under the statute, they can find that he's negligent, that his actions led to this death, and that he should have known better.
Bring us up to speed on some of the arguments in this case. I know that Penny himself had said some people have been saying I was trying to choke him to death. That is not true. I was trying to restrain him. He said, I saw a man threatening passengers, a lot of whom were people of color, after saying I didn't see a black man threatening passengers. But then you have the prosecution saying he used too much force for too long. Can you break down each side's arguments and really the complexity of this case and maybe why jurors were unable to come to a decision on that first manslaughter count?
I mean, I think you did actually a great job of that, which is for the prosecution, they're saying we have somebody here who in Penny who just decided to do too much for too long, that the chokehold was not reasonable under the circumstances, that yes, Neely may have been acting in an erratic way, but that there were other ways to restrain him. There were other better ways to defend himself and others.
So, for those of you who don't know, the Army, I'm not sure about nobody else, but the Army Marines, we actually learned the same thing. Was it's called we call it combatives. What he had them in, we is considered is a rear naked choke, which in reality, 6 minutes is a long time. So I don't think he even had it applied the normal way in which we apply it. When we grab you like that, in 5 seconds, you going to sleep. You are going night night. That's why you see a lot of people, even in MMA, they tap out. If it's applied correctly, you can put them to sleep. You actually can put somebody to sleep using a cross collar choke, which is actually taking somebody's own collar on their jacket, on both sides, and crossing it and pressing on the carotid artery and putting your ass to sleep. You will go to sleep. And you could tell when the person's about to go sleep because they start going out to try to fight it and they can't. It's boom, you gone. You sleep. And then we just sit you up and slap you in the back of the neck so you get your blood flowing and wake you up. So yes, the 6 minutes, yes, that is a long time. But the other issue I've seen is you had individuals that was assisting him that was holding him down as well. So can you not say that they probably had something to do with it as well? I don't know. No, I don't do autopsies, all that stuff. But I used to do what he did. And I've done it to people. I've done it to people. Done it to people when I was in Iraq. Put them that decide they want to try to fight because they don't want to go. And once we get hold of you, we get on your back. That's it. You done for. So 6 minutes, yes, it was a little bit too long. Do I think he had the justification to jump in and help? To help, yes. Because see, this is what's going to happen. A lot of men, after this, especially if you're in New York, a lot of men in New York will be like, you know what? I'm not getting involved with this because if something happens to this individual, y'all gonna try me and try to put me in jail. That's exactly what I do. That's why I say if I'm out, something doesn't involve somebody I'm with, the likelihood that I may do something is very minimal. Especially here in Texas, a lot of us we conceal carry. Now you pull out a weapon, you shooting, yeah, I'm going to engage you. I'm gonna engage you like you a terrorist. I'm gonna tell you that flat out. But stuff like that, I mean, that was beyond his control. He did what he felt was right, was, you know, trying to protect people because God apparently was out. He had known to have mental health issues. He's been locked up numerous times. And for heaven's sakes, my people, which I'm not saying my people, but I'm saying my people, because I ain't in this group of victim shaming. Stop thinking everything is about freaking race. First thing people's like, oh, they because he wasn't in charge until the people start protesting and say he deleted him because he was black. Try and turn into a whole hate thing. That's that stuff got to stop. I am so sick and tired of every single time. You cannot always be the damn victim. I'm literally tired of it. It's every time something happens. Oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, they did this because they're black. No, sometimes look in the goddamn mirror. Look in the mirror and be like, hey, was that? Yeah, right. Dude was all right. But we can go out there and be knocking each other off left and right I don't see nobody be crying and complaining about that. You get a hush mouth. You know who killed little Derek or whatever down the street. I don't see nobody coming out, say, "Hey, he did it." Know what you do? You shut up, and there's always, well, let the police do their job. That's what they get paid for. Until it's somebody in your family. When there's somebody in your family, then it changed, and now you're the person on TV wanting somebody to come forth. You can't have it both ways. That's why I say I have no problem with what he did. It's not like he just grabbed the dude up for no reason. The dude was acting all right. There was no police around because I grew up in New York, so I already know how it turns. Most of the time, if you see police there by the turnstiles, they're a lot of times trying to catch people who hop in the turnstiles that's trying not to pay. But hey, that's all I got. I just want to know what you think. Do you think what he did was justifiable? Do you think he should be? No, he's good thing. Hey, the murder thing, he's good. But do you still think they should be trying to charge him with something else, even though it's a lesser charge? But do you think he needs to be charged? So that's all I got, YouTube. I just like to hear what you got to say about this whole Daniel Penny issue and them trying to lock this man up. So I'm out of here.